Selling your home by owner in Sonoma County may save you agent's fees, but it also comes with risks like pricing errors, limited exposure, and legal missteps. Whether it's the right choice depends on your comfort with marketing, negotiation, and disclosure laws. So let's talk about those. Selling your home by owner, also known as FSBO, means you're listing, marketing, and negotiating the sale of your home without hiring a real estate professional. In Sonoma County, this approach is legal and increasingly common amongst confident sellers trying to maximize their net proceeds. But it's not always the best fit for every seller or every situation, and I've worked with both FSBO sellers and traditional clients across Sonoma County neighborhoods, and here's my honest opinion to hopefully help you weigh in whether FSBO makes sense for your specific home, timeline, and goals. First of all, let's look at the reason why sellers want to go FSBO. The first one obviously is the biggest, and that's avoiding agent fees. Boo-hoo. No, I'm just kidding. No doubt that these fees are the biggest slice of the expense cake, but this must be weighed against the potential for lower sale prices or buyer incentives. Another reason that someone wants to sell their home on their own is that there are possibly just a few homes on the market. Low inventory in Sonoma County makes some homeowners feel confident that they can attract buyers without professional help, especially in desirable areas such as Bennett Valley or in 55 communities such as Oakmont. Now, that's definitely a good point to consider. I'm not going to lie, and it actually might make sense. During COVID, when interest rates went down to 2%, all you had to do was mention that you're selling your home and you could already attract several buyers. However, in today's market, where inventory is higher than usual, this is not the case anymore. Homes are sitting a little longer and we're seeing several price reductions. That being said, I'm not going to lie, this can happen even if you have an agent. The third reason why someone would want to sell on their own is that they are selling to someone they know. Selling to a neighbor, friend, or family member can make FSBO more manageable. If the buyer's already lined up, the process may not require extensive marketing or negotiations. So now that we talked about why someone wants to consider selling on their own, let's talk about the risks you're taking by selling without an experienced agent. The first risk would be underpricing or overpricing your home. Without access to current market data through the MLS, FSBO sellers often misprice their homes. In Santa Rosa, for example, the market nuances vary block by block, especially in older neighborhoods or custom-built communities. Too many sellers rely too heavily on online estimates, which don't factor in recent upgrades or local buyer demands. Mispricing can lead to longer days on the market or even leaving money on the table. Number 2, missing out on qualified buyers. Homes listed by agents appear in the MLS, Redfin, Realtor.com, and are promoted through networks of other professionals. FSBO listings, on the other hand, typically rely on Zillow, Craigslist, or YardSign with limited visibility. Number 3, and this is a big one, legal and disclosure issues. California has strict disclosure laws, and FSBO sellers are not exempt from these. Documents such as the transfer disclosure statement, natural hazard disclosures, and the seller property questionnaire are required in addition to several other documents. If you miss a required disclosure or misrepresent something, you could face legal liability even after closing. Now let's move on to number 4, what you should consider when selling on your own, and that's the stress from fielding calls and emails to coordinate showings, handling negotiations, and completing paperwork. FSBOs require time and patience, and if you're already juggling work or a move, this can be overwhelming. Now let me talk about what types of homes and situations work best for FSBOs. If you already have a buyer lined up, the process will obviously be a lot easier. Also, if your home is in need of major repairs and you already know that you're going to sell to an investor who has plenty of experience, you might want to go the FSBO route. Also, if the sale is part of a divorce or estate transfer where both parties agree to the terms, you might find it just easier to contact a title company or even an attorney to do a quick deed transfer. This goes the same for any family members. For most cases though, especially the higher end homes with unique features or those located in competitive neighborhoods, a professional agent offers measurable value. I worked with a retired couple in Oakmont a few years back who initially listed their home by owner, and after 3 weeks with limited interest and awkward showings, they reached out, and with professional marketing, price adjustments, and agent networking, we were able to sell their home 5% higher than what they would have sold probably without an agent. Now, I realize that we as realtors have sometimes the reputation of just easy money, sticking a sign in the front yard, and then collecting our checks, and I will tell you that's not the case. It may have been really easy to sell a house during COVID, where interest rates were extremely low and all you needed to do was to mention that you're selling, and you probably would already get several offers. This is not that time anymore. Inventory is extremely high and the competition is huge, giving the buyers the opportunity to be selective and negotiate pricing. If you're not fully confident in your ability to manage the sale from start to finish, working with a professional can save you time and maximize your results. We provide in-depth pricing strategies based on neighborhoods, trends, and buyer demand, and we will help you stage and market your home so that it stands out. We can also access qualified buyers through the MLS, agent networks, and digital platforms, and we do have experience with complex transactions, including probate, divorce, and 55-plus community sales. Local knowledge of neighborhoods like Fountain Grove, Oakmont, and Bennett Valley are extremely important. And selling your home by owner is absolutely legal and can absolutely work, but it does require you to do your due diligence. It also requires real estate knowledge and a willingness to manage all the moving parts. And if you're unsure or simply want a second opinion, schedule a consultation with me. Whether you go the for sale by owner route or full service, I'm happy to help you understand your options and avoid costly mistakes. Thanks for watching.